Alright, so in this video we are going to do another analytical method way of adding together two vectors. So in this case, vector A is going to be 150 kilometers, 20 degrees above the negative x-axis, and vector B is going to be 300 kilometers, 30 degrees to the left in the negative y direction. So I've drawn my vectors over here to the side, so 20 degrees above the negative x direction, so I've gone negative x and swept up and put my 20 degrees there. So we're going to get an AX is to the left and negative, and an AY that's up to the positive, because we're going left and up. And then we have 30 degrees to the left of the negative Y direction, so negative Y, sweep to the left, so that's going to put my angle right here. So BY is going to be down, BX is going to be left, because I'm going down and to the left. Alright, so now I've drawn my diagram, and I've drawn in my right triangles. I need to use my trig functions in order to break those into x and y components. So you can see here, the x is adjacent, the y is opposite, which is why I'm using cosine for my x component and then sine for my y component. And since the x component is to the left, I made the x component negative, and the y component points up, so I left that as positive. Now, vector B here is a little bit trickier because you'll notice here that the x component is the one that is opposite, and the y component here is the one that is adjacent. So I'm going to use sine now for my x component and cosine here for my y component. So it's flipped because the triangle is drawn in a flipped manner on the diagram. And since I'm going down and to the left, both of my components are going to be negative. Now that I have my components, I'm going to add together all of my x components, and I'm going to add all of my y components together, and that's going to give me the x and y component of the answer to my addition problem. Alright, so now that we have the components of our result, we are going to draw our new coordinate system. And I'm going to start with the x. So r of x is negative, so I'm going to draw along the negative x-axis, so this would be r of x. And I'm going to draw ry off of the tip of r of x. So it's a negative, so I'm going to draw downward. And I'm going to connect to get r and the angle in here. So r is going to equal the square root of r of x squared plus r of y squared. And so we get a result of 358 kilometers. And to get theta, we are going to use inverse tangent. So r of y over r of x. So we're going to take the negative 209 kilometers divided by the negative 291 kilometers. And that's going to give us an angle of 35.7 degrees. And since the angle sweeps out from the negative x-axis to the hypotenuse, we're going to say that our reference point is the negative x-axis, so it's going to be 35.7 degrees below the negative x-axis.